Oh no, we're live.
We're live. Ready or not, here we come. 16 thumbs up already. I like that.
Whoa, nice.
Thanks, everyone. We appreciate that.
Go.
Keep dropping those thumbs up. How's everyone doing tonight? Did you hit your thing?
Late.
Gotta get that light going. Carrie built on the Rock Homestead. How's it going?
Hey. Crew's jumping around here.
Yeah, it's in the evening. He's trying to get comfortable. He's gotta like jump on the couch, make sure that's soft. Gotta lick some feet. Yeah, how it is. 13 Moons Homestead. How's it going? Ranchos Los Rosales, how's it going? Glad everyone could be here tonight. Jennifer, Tech Nerds TV, how's it going?
Hey.
Are you comfortable yet? We're gonna get a little crucial. What you doing over there? I think we might just leave it on this guy all night. I don't know. Whoa, we gotta turn that down. Doug can't have any feedback. Crew, I think he's finally settled down. You guys are lucky. Right at the beginning of the live. What a show he's putting on. I think he's alive, right? What's he doing over there? Is he okay? Is that normal?
That's how he relaxes.
that's how he relaxes. That's the perfect time. He loves when you get him in the lower back. At that time, he'll freak out. He'll absolutely freak out.
Let's take the spot.
And his tickle spot.
Hi, Sandy.
Sandy, almost homestead. How's it going? Frederick. Rancho Los Rosales says, keep up the good work on the bedroom. You guys are doing awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We got Junior P in the house.
Any type of moisture problems with an earthbag building, are there vents required for air circulation?
Oh, you know what? I'm glad you brought that up.
We were just talking about
We
that.
were literally just talking about that. I think we're going to be that's going to be a big thing in the next video. We could talk about that now a little bit, though, if you want.
Yep.
As long as you're here.
Well, it's a really important thing if you're building underground with earth bags. But the cool thing about earthen building is the walls will absorb moisture, so it kind of helps regulate the humidity inside the house, but you do need a way to let that moisture, escape. So that's important. It's important like what you use to cover the walls, some kind of plaster or something that needs to allow that water vapor to get out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So getting that air movement in there, especially underground. I think above ground it's probably not as big of an issue. You probably have doors and windows and stuff like that.
Regular ventilation.
Hello from North Idaho. How's it going?
Oh, hey.
Hello. No, still no automatic tamper for what we're doing. I'm still hand tamping. But it's not actually not that bad. It takes me maybe just under an hour to do the tamping. Maybe an hour if I take a little break in the middle.
You kind of have a technique.
I have a technique down. I think it's been working out real well. Tamping feels really good. It feels real solid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. When it comes to your earthbag structures, you guys going to use lime plaster or lime paints? It's a very good question. I know we'll probably end up doing a sort of a cob over this, right? And then are you thinking we're gonna do a lime plaster over that? Or have you decided?
I haven't made any hard decisions on that.
It's still going to be a while before we get to that, but
Yeah, and
it's something we've been researching pretty heavily about. So we definitely want to make sure we do the right decision for us.
yep, I think we'll do something different for the interior than exterior, but we might try something different with the exterior. So it kind of depends on what we're going to end up doing on the outside, I think.
Mm-hmm. Will you be using mechanical ventilation?
Um, I think we were talking about maybe having some kind of fan for circulating the air, like underground, and maybe a solar chimney
Solar chimney.
for above ground.
I think it'll work out really well and get like a ventilation tube, getting the air out from there. I think it'll work out real well. Man, we started today really early, or well, I had everything ready to go, and we got out there pretty early, right? I think we got this course done pretty quick. We got another course done today. We just finished up not too long ago, really. Um, got done filming, so we got a video coming out for you Saturday. Very exciting. But man, I did not get the jump on the backfilling that I wanted.
Yeah. No, you're hoping to.
Tomorrow I'm gonna have to take off for a little bit during the day. So I was kind of hoping I could use part of the day, and I might still. It's dark outside, but I might still head out and just kind of dump some wheelbarrows as backfill because it's just never ending work over here. But it's a lot of backfill. I got like 3 layers to backfill.
That's a lot. It's a lot of soil.
Like even backfilling with 1 layer of bags is difficult, but start doing 2 or 3, it's gonna be a lot of space.
Mm.
Uh,
Junior P says here in Minnesota, to have a bedroom, you need an egress window size window. What about opt out in Arizona? Do you still need egress windows for a bedroom? Mm. Nope.
no, with the opt out, really gives you a lot of advantages and not having to do those inspections. You know, obviously, if there's code out there, you really kind of want to still build to code. You don't want to take a lot of shortcuts or
Well, you
anything
want to
like
be
that.
safe.
Got to be
in
safe.
your home.
But obviously, if there are things that just don't make sense, or that's going to add, then not a huge issue.
But yeah, they don't check. They don't do inspections. So.
They just check to say, oh, there's a house.
There's a house there. And
You
they
built it
check
where you said it was going to be.
Yeah.
Little Mountain Life, how's it going? Glad to see you. Uh, do you guys have a plan or blueprint to start, or are you guys freehanding it? Also, will you cement or plaster the inside walls or keep it natural with earth bags? Also, do you heat an earth bag home? That's a lot.
Mm.
Well, let's start at first.
Okay.
Well, do you have any blueprints or are you freehanding it?
We kind of drew up some plans. Nothing.
Not blueprints per se,
Yeah.
but definitely we have plans. Not that those are set in stone; those are constantly changing. But we definitely have things worked out.
Sometimes as we're working, we're kind of talking about our ideas and we decide, oh, maybe we should do something a little different than what our plans are, and we change things up.
Mm-hmm.
But I think for the most part, the basic design is the same as our drawing plans.
So inside of the walls.
Oh, yeah, I'm planning on doing a plaster.
So inside and out, probably gonna get covered.
Yeah.
You don't want just the bags.
Well, if the bags are exposed to light for too long, they will deteriorate. And I mean, inside it might not be a big deal, but I think I'd like to cover it,
Get it
make it look
covered.
a little nicer.
Keep it more protected. Um, I think there was a third part. How do you heat an Earthbag home? Now, there's probably a lot of ways you could do that, but what we plan on doing is probably a rocket mass heater.
Mm-hmm.
Stick fuel, I think that'll be uh, efficient for the way we like a regular wood stove. We don't have trees out here to kind of hack down to use as firewood. We'd probably have to buy firewood, so I think we could probably get a lot of sticks to use as a natural fuel for that around here. And I think that'll do really well.
The the walls should kind of absorb that heat, and then it lets it out slowly. Um, Jennifer asked about trees. Any efforts on planting trees to plant? Any food producing trees?
Yes, that's going to be a big thing coming up. Honestly, I would have liked to have started it already, but I've just been doing so much shoveling and
Yeah.
stuff for this. I didn't really want to start shoveling for swales, but I think
We want to do some earthworks to kind of make it a little more efficient as far as our water use for trees and different plantings.
so. Once I get a break from shoveling over there, I'll do some shoveling over there.
Yeah, but we have some general areas planned for where we want to plant trees, and we do want a lot of food producing trees, and mixed with a lot of just native trees.
Oh, you know what?
But
We are like, when last time I checked, we were like 25 subscribers away from 19,000.
yeah,
Very close. That's very exciting.
crazy.
Hopefully we can hit 20,000 by the end of the year. I think we can do it. But maybe we can hit 19 by the end of the live.
You think so?
Maybe. Let's see. Give it those thumbs up, y'all. Come on. Let's help us get to 19K by the end of the live. Let's see if we can do it.
Have you ever heard of earthbag homes in the Pacific Northwest, or is the dirt here just too wet or muddy or full of bacteria?
That is a really good question. I haven't heard of earth bags up in the Pacific Northwest, but we kind of talked about this too during today. That there's probably ways you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to double check the soil, make sure the soil is good for building, maybe do test projects or whatnot. You may have to put in additional stabilizers depending on the soil type. And you're definitely going to have to build for a wet area, which means a lot more precautions.
Yeah, I think two important things. The roof you have, like we're doing just a dome. You might not want to do that in a wetter climate.
Mm-hmm.
You want a nice big roof with a large overhang and a tall stem wall for your foundation so that moisture isn't like rising up into the wall.
Get those bags off the ground.
Yeah.
Barry Fowler says, I subscribed today after watching an hour of your videos. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
Very cool. And glad you could make it here for the live.
So you guys have cedar trees on your property.
No cedar trees. No trees really much of any kind, except the 2 trees we planted.
Yeah.
Well, we got some mesquite around the property, but they're not big enough for real trees.
They're kind of shrubby.
But we did plant a honey mesquite and a desert willow.
Mm-hmm.
And those are doing really well. Simply Pam's in the house. How's it going? Hey.
How percolated is the existing soil around there? How are you addressing drainage? So we did have to do a test for septic
Mm-hmm.
when we moved out here and got our permits.
That was the first thing, almost the first thing we did.
Yeah. So that kind of assesses the soil quality for septic, and if that's okay, then the percolation is adequate. But as far as drainage goes, yeah, I'm thinking we'll probably do either French drains or swales or a combination.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure that water isn't, going towards the house.
Steve says, I think cedar would help you out a lot. Good for chipping, good for fertilizer. We're definitely going to grow a lot more trees out here.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully by the time we're old, gray, and senile, we'll have a forest out here. Forest in the desert. Pharmacy Seeds, how's it going? What's up, Carlton? How does a person manage temporary housing costs while building the Earthbag home? Money for an RV would take away so much money for the Earthbag house. Well, that's what we have. We have an RV, and
we got a used RV from, I think it was Craigslist.
a lot of people build tiny houses, but for us, um, it'd probably be a big expenditure and a lot of time and energy involved in it. We found a used RV. You can now find used RVs for a really decent price.
Yeah, it depends on how much you want to rough it, I guess, until you get your permanent home set up. But
Depending on where you are, RV living can be tough for sure. Um, I think we kind of lucked out. Like the summers are hot and the winters can get cold, but not as brutally cold and hot as some areas. So it's not too bad. But you can only do RV living for so long, right? It hasn't been too bad. You actually don't mind it too much, eh?
no, I don't mind it too much.
North Star Prep Setter, how's it going? Good evening.
Will you be using steel or wood studs for windows and doors? I'm leaning towards steel studs in my projects because of the moisture resistance, and there are so many wood ants up here. Oh.
Mm. For us, it'd probably more wood.
Probably wood.
But I'm excited. I'm excited to get to the upper portion of the build, the dome.
Yeah.
How often do you find snakes? Too often. If I see one rattlesnake, that's one too many. How often do you think we come across them? Well, snakes in general, we get a bunch of different kinds around here, of course. We've seen the green Mojave. We've seen western diamondbacks. I've seen a couple of those, but we'll get coach whips.
Mm-hmm. Gopher snakes.
Gopher snakes.
And king snakes.
Yeah. Man, we'll run across one occasionally. Not too often.
Mm-hmm. It's not like every day or even every week, but
maybe once a month, if that. North Star Prep Service says she doesn't do snakes.
I don't mind them except for the rattlesnakes.
We kind of had to. Yeah, definitely wear your boots if you're going to be out in the desert. There's a lot of stinging things out there.
Mm-hmm.
So where are we on the build? We're almost halfway there.
Yeah. About halfway the bedroom portion.
If the same number of courses, if we get the same number of courses as the root cellar, we're one away from halfway there. That's very exciting. John Q. Glass, thank you very much for the super chat.
Oh, so
Thank you very
nice.
much.
Thank you.
And I'm really excited. Last night, uh, last night after we got done working on a previous course, I still had a ton of energy. I was getting a whole bunch of things done. Right, probably annoying you. So I get outside and do something. So I ended up. I was just thinking about like if we worked on the course today, I knew we were gonna have to do it like wheelbarrow by wheelbarrow, and I was gonna have to stand there kind of shoveling out the wheelbarrow with a whole bunch of cans because you can reach the top, but you wouldn't be able to like scoop out the dirt yourself.
Yeah.
So I knew that was gonna really slow things down, and I really didn't want that. So I was just looking at the chute and seeing how I could modify it so we could keep using that for the build. And I think I came up with a pretty good solution.
Yeah, it worked pretty well.
And she says that like it's a surprise. I think you were a little surprised when you saw that, but like ended up working really well. So what could have taken a lot longer today ended up probably being about our average, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
And this thing is much lighter than the previous shoot.
Yeah, so we could actually move it around as we were working.
We were moving it around. So
Yeah, that was cool.
so you liked it. It was a lot easier for you to use, right?
Mm-hmm.
About just the right height, lighter. But you like to keep it pretty far away from you. How far away did you keep it?
A few bags lengths away.
Well, that's another thing you'll see in Saturday's video. You'll see that modification. I even brought up the fact of kind of using that and maybe actually like dumping the dirt right into the bags. But and you were kind of excited about that idea as well, right?
Yeah, that'd be even easier, but that would have been kind of complicated.
Might have added some complication. There would have definitely been a lot more modifications. I'll tell you that.
Someone asked about preventing flooding during the monsoons. I think for that, um, well, we did kind of site our house in such a way that it's not going to be anywhere that's going to get a lot of runoff or anything. We're going to be collecting water from the house, so it's not all just pouring down, and using French drains or swales to direct water away from the house too.
And everything will be kind of built up.
And we don't have a high water table here, so we're not worried about water coming up from below.
Yeah, so I mean, if there was ever like some kind of 100-year flood or something coming out through here, like everything should be off the ground. It shouldn't be able to like get
Right.
underneath the doors and then come up into the house or anything like that. Robin Lanter's here. How's it going, Robin? WJ Summerfield, good evening. With all the digging you've done, what are some interesting things that you found in your diggings? Have we found anything?
Nothing spectacular, but
Well, what have we found?
we found little animals. When we got when we got these pits excavated, that we have these huge mounds of dirt, and then like animals started burrowing into there. So,
Yeah, I'm not even sure how many animals are probably living in those piles out there, but probably quite a few. And the frogs or the toads. They love that.
They were hibernating in there.
During the last monsoon season, they must have got their way in there, so we've been finding a lot of them.
Scorpions, baby snakes.
No gold doubloons, though.
No, not yet.
Just the scorpions.
Hmm. Do- yes, dog bones.
Well, those were an addition. No skeletons. Well, there was a rat skeleton.
Ew.
There's a mummified rat down there, wasn't there?
Yeah, it's gross.
Maybe I shouldn't have mentioned
Mm.
that. uh,
Are you using power tools and garden tools, or do you have a truck? Uh, we do have a pickup truck. It's still not working yet. We don't.
I'll get to it. I'll get to it.
We have a lot. We use a lot of hand tools, but we have some power tools
Mm-hmm.
used for cutting wood and things.
Oh yeah, we're not completely archaic out here. Definitely, I got my battery powered tools. Comes in handy.
You just got a new shovel.
I did. I splurged on a new shovel. Do so much shoveling out here. So I was at the Walmart in the nearby town, and there was a pretty nice shovel, $10, and I couldn't pass that up. This will be a lot better than the shovel I was using because it was chipped. It's chipped and raggedy. So I can already tell already that this has been a lot better for digging. It's a bad when you splurge. Shovel is your big splurge. Yeah, that shovel's seen better days, but I've still been using it though. Using it for the softer stuff. Using it for shoveling that softer dirt into the chute.
Mm.
Where overall the rocks aren't.
Are you guys gonna build another type of structure other than earthbag buildings?
We're gonna do so much building out here. It's gonna be ridiculous. Yeah, so a lot of earthbag building in the right now. But I think we want to try lots of different techniques. I think we're probably gonna do rammed earth. We might build with tires. What else do you want to build with?
Um,
Everything. Everything under the sun. You put it down, we're probably gonna build with it. I say have some fun and experiment a little, right? Straw bale? Why not? Add it to the list. Always thinking, how many shovels have you gone through? Just the one shovel. I just broke one shovel, surprisingly. Do you have enough dirt to do the above ground domes? That is a really good question. I have no idea. What do you think? What do you think we're going to end up with then? But what do you think? Yay or nay?
I think we might have enough.
I think it might be close, but I think we
Okay.
might have enough. But there's still a huge long row of dirt that we have not touched yet, or touched a little bit. I got to use some of that for backfilling. That trench is still not fully backfilled. I still got to get that underway.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we still have quite a bit of dirt left, so we'll see. But I'm going to have to transport that pretty far. It's going to be a little harder than some of these underground portions.
Yard sales are, yeah. Didn't you get that wheelbarrow at a yard sale or something?
No, I think we stole that wheelbarrow.
What?
I think of the wheelbarrow's a leftover from your aunt, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
I think so.
Uh-oh. I hope she doesn't need it.
She doesn't need it, not where she's at. But I did get our. Did I?
I thought you did.
Maybe I did. I
thought
take that
was
back.
the
Maybe that.
one.
I think I got a wheelbarrow, and
And
a
that
couple
ladder.
filing cabinets and a ladder.
Yeah, you got some good things.
Yeah, everything was really cheap. Definitely keep an eye out for those for those deals.
Oh, thank you, baby.
Thank you. I inspired to get started on my first Earthbag home by spring.
Oh,
Pilgrimage from
awesome.
NYC to AZ. Where do you get your bags? Glad I found you. Well, thank you so much. We actually have a video where we got our Earthbags from. Maybe one of our moderators could throw that up there, but if not, um, well, maybe we'll put it in the description of the live later on.
Mm-hmm.
Chad Ryan, how's it going? How far away is your closest neighbor? My estimation is about a half a mile. What do you think?
Yeah, I'd say.
Like you can, if you get up on top of the trailer, you can see them.
Mm-hmm.
But ooh, but they're pretty just far away. Like you can't just wave like, "Hey, how's it going?"
Right.
Maybe if you brought out the binoculars. No, I think you need more than that even. Well, it's pretty hilly around here. Not that I've tried.
Oh, what made y'all want to live this way? And is it a off the grid way of living? Yeah, well, we are off grid.
Completely off grid, 100% on solar. Right now, we're living completely off of rainwater. So no utilities here.
Yeah.
We do have internet connection.
What made us wanna do that?
You?
Me.
She says, Jim, I got an idea. We're moving off the grid.
I guess it was a kind of a quest for freedom. And yeah, I figured out a more self reliant way of living would be a way to do that. Kind of living a little more simply and reducing our expenses, trying to be more healthy, growing our own food, and
Just kind of live a little closer to our ideals, how we've been, we firmly believe that, be the change you want to see in this world. And we've taken that to, well, that next level. We're trying to live that life. Are you still screening your dirt before bagging it, or did you stop it? And why did you stop?
oh,
Good question. Yeah, we did start screening when we first started building,
because we thought that was going to be necessary.
but eventually we were just, you know what? That's just taking way too long. There's a lot of things we started doing that we just were just like, no, we gotta. We really like cut a bunch of things, really refined our process, and that's really made things move a lot quicker. Like we're not adding anything to the dirt. We're just going right from what's been dug up, putting it almost right in the bags. We do remove kind of some of the larger
Large
rocks
rocks.
that are in there, but we don't get like crazy about
The
it.
important thing is adding water.
Water is the one thing that we add. Excuse me. It's tough. It's tough talking so long. I can't do it. But otherwise, being that it's an earth bag, really, I think the aggregate really, just the 1 inch size gravel or smaller can really actually even maybe make the bag stronger. Homestead Witchery's in the house. Glad you could make it. Howdy from Australia. Thanks for the great videos. We leave tomorrow to work on our off-grid land. We are so excited to get back out there.
Oh,
Awesome. That's very exciting. I remember when we first started it, when we first bought the land, we didn't live out here right away. We owned it for quite a few years
mm-hmm.
before we actually got to move out here. So every now and then, maybe once a month, we'd take a weekend and make a little trip out here. Actually, it was kind of like a 1 day thing, right?
Yeah.
We never spent a whole weekend, like overnight, which would have been cool. But it's a long drive. Like from where we were living, it's about 3 hours there, 3 hours one way. So that's 6 hours out of the day. But we ended up doing a bunch of work, working on fencing and stuff like that, and it was just nice getting to spend that time out there before moving out.
Mm-hmm.
I still remember those days fondly. Oh, Bimbo Clack, thank you very much for
Oh,
the super chat.
thank you.
Hooray, the
So
alarm
nice.
when I normally sleep through it. Doesn't age that. Well, we're glad you made it. Oh, building with Todd's in the house. Can't wait to have my freedom as well. How much longer, Todd?
Exciting.
Do you plan on farming or just shopping local farmers markets?
Yeah, well, we hope to grow most of our food.
We would like to be as self sufficient as possible. We'd like to grow most, if not all, the food we eat out here. A lot of the things that we utilize, we'd like to start growing and building ourselves out here. I think you have like huge plans for like kind of bushcrafting and kind of growing your own things and making some stuff, right?
Yeah.
Art supplies and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome.
What was so almost Homestead asked, what is my first reactions to Jessica's idea to go off the grid? Well, I tell you, she is a smart lady, and she wasn't like, hey, let's go out in the middle of the desert and live off grid. Actually, kind of more homesteading is kind of what you wanted to do. And living off grid was kind of just kind of went along with it.
Yeah.
But she was like, hey, how about you quit your job? We live a more simple life, and that way you won't have to go to work every day. And I'm like, wow, that's something I could sign up for. She didn't mention though. She did not mention that I'd be working way back-breaking labor that I'd be doing every day to build this house.
Oops. I didn't mention that.
Beforehand, I was working in a lab, drinking soda all day long, taste testing soda. And now, back-breaking physical labor.
Sorry.
I got to sip Dr. Pepper and Fanta all day long, and now
Do you have regrets?
I got some regrets. No regrets. No, I'd rather be doing what we're doing out here. It's just I can't even describe what it's like. Maybe I've been working all day out there. It's getting toward the evening, the sun is setting, and it's just breathing that crisp, cool air, enjoying the sunset.
Yeah.
For a couple minutes, and then more back-breaking labor.
Don't even a gym membership now.
No, everything. Eventually, I think that's the kind of the idea of just kind of bringing all these portions of your life together and doing it all at once. You don't need a gym membership because you're working hard out there. You don't need to go to the grocery store because you're growing your own food.
Might you ever hold any classes or seminars for people who are at the beginning of their journey?
I think that's something we would like to do down the line. I know a lot of people have asked, oh, hey, we'd like to help you out with your home build, but we didn't feel super comfortable with that right now because we're still learning a lot of these things. So, and plus we're not really set up for that kind of thing yet.
I think once we do it and get some experience, I'd feel a little more comfortable doing that.
And then, once we build some structures that we know didn't fall over, then we can feel comfortable teaching other people how to do it. That's right. Those old time homesteaders were pretty fit. Jennifer says, please sign her up for any classes or seminars.
Will do.
Love you both and enjoy your videos. Thank you very much, Chris.
Oh, that's an interesting question. Off-grid cycling asks, when it comes to green living and transportation, what do you use or plan on using? One thing that I learned about quite a few years ago that I was interested in is biodiesel and actually creating your own fuel for transportation. I know a family that what do you remember the name?
Uh-oh.
They were like the urban homestead family, and
Is that their name?
no. But they actually turned their truck engine into a diesel engine that would accept that biodiesel, and then they made their own fuel for that just from like vegetable waste, I think.
Nice. Is that something we're
So
gonna do here?
I think it's interesting. I think I might like to try something like that. Um,
Do you promote some of your products, generators, tools, solar panels for sponsorship? We have not done anything like that. I don't think we've set up in a like an Amazon shop or anything like that. We really don't do too much in the way of like sponsorships.
no, I kind of hesitate to do any kind of corporate sponsorships. I don't know if that's something we'll do in the future or not, but kind of prefer to have our own products and things. So like our t-shirts, and I make art and craft things, and hopefully eventually we'll be selling things that we're producing on the homestead and growing.
But that's not to say if the right sponsor doesn't come along.
Yeah, we'll see.
If any tractor people want to sponsor us
And give us a
give us a
tractor.
tractor, well, we might consider that. Have you thought about raising bison or any livestock? Definitely not bison.
No.
She said that with a question. Like that was on her list. Oh, we'll have to cross bison off. I wasn't thinking any large livestock. If anything, smaller animals like
Sheep.
sheep. We have chickens. We might get more chickens. Pigs, maybe. Nothing bigger than a llama, though, right?
Probably not.
Pathway Homesteads, hello from Kansas. Yeah, 13 Moons heard that. She heard the question in her voice. Like, why not?
How much rain did you get this summer? Not much.
How much? Do you have the do you have that memorized? It was pretty dry.
I forget, but I feel like it was just a few inches.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we're going on what, 7 for the year so far?
Something, it might be under 8 or something. Yeah, pretty dry year.
Mark Osborne, how's it going? What about raising goats? Maybe we'll get goats. But I think we're leaning towards sheep, right?
So far. Yeah, I was really interested in goats. And lately I've been obsessing over wool felting. So I think it would be cool to have sheep wool on hand at all times.
Absolutely. CB's Greenhouse and Gardens says we had 5.5 inches of rain in less than 12 hours. Why are you keeping it all over there? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, sure.
Why wouldn't you spread that around? Unbelievable. Is your bedroom going to have a skylight? Well, not the bedroom.
You want it pitch black in the bedroom, right?
Yeah, a lot of people are like gonna get any light in there, add any windows. I'm gonna. I think there'd be some structural complications to that we might not want to deal with, but yeah, I mean, I want a nice, cool, dark place to sleep. I honestly think basement sleeping is the best kind of sleep you can get. What do you think on that? Like no light, super quiet.
Yeah, you're probably right.
There are over 100 witnesses to that right now. What? You're probably right. Yeah.
Gotta
You
give
don't
you
hear that too
something every
often. You
once
don't
in a
hear that too
while.
often. I think people were asking for a crew cam. He's not doing too much, but we'll get another shot of crew down here. Crew, what you doing down there? You sleeping? Say hi to all the people. Say hi to the people. This guy could be out like a light, but if you need him, if it's go time, he'll go. He'll be up and ready to go. He is a beast. Yeah, he's doing what he normally does, protecting the house and home.
Mm-hmm.
But doing it, see, you think his eyes are closed, but he's fully aware. Giving off into the scent. He can smell things from miles away, trust me.
Describe the upper part of the dome house. Okay, so the upper part, it's going to be wider than the part that we're building right now. So a 20 foot interior diameter. So it should be about 20 feet high.
And the walls are going to be thick, almost 2 feet wide.
Yeah. And we have yet to determine exactly what we're going to do to the outside.
We have a video that we put out a while ago, like what our house will look like, or our house looks like what. So you can go back and check on that. I think you have a drawing of at least of what you were thinking at the time.
Yeah.
Now whether you still want it to look like that, I don't know, but at least at the time, that's kind of what you had envisioned.
Akitas are very loyal.
Are you looking at the?
Yes, I
was just about to say that. Yeah, Akitas are amazing dogs. Super loyal, super protective. I don't think I would ever have imagined owning an Akita, but having spent time with crew, it's hard to imagine having another type of dog.
Mm-hmm.
Incredibly affectionate. He can be bossy. He's got his times. Like if it's the time of day where he needs to do something, that needs to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm considering getting those recordable buttons for him. I just discovered
Recordable button. Oh,
I just discovered
yeah.
Bunny the dog. It's a dog on TikTok or something that talks, and it presses these buttons that have words recorded on them, and it can like communicate what it wants. So I want to see if I can train him to use it.
So now you know what she does with her free time when she's not filling bags. She's watching buttons.
Bunny the talking
Bunny
dog.
the talking dog. Homestead Witchery says she's obsessed with those buttons. Getting started on homesteading says your next dog may be a Chihuahua. I don't know if I can deal with that. I don't know if I can deal with a Chihuahua. Hunting Everything with Mike Morgan says hello all. How's it going?
Hello.
What type of floor will you be putting in the bedroom versus what type of flooring will be your root cellar? What kind of floor will you be? That's a lot of flooring questions. So for the bedroom, you're thinking of doing an earthen floor. Now for the root cellar, are we leaving that gravel?
We might.
Or are you still thinking about doing an earthen floor on that?
Well, you brought up maybe keeping it gravel and
What about soil cement?
might be okay. Maybe.
Now the above ground portion, that will kind of have a probably have to do some, like the subfloor is like partially that OSB, but part of it's going to be dirt going around the OSB. But then what are we going to do above that? I don't think you are 100% sure on that, but we're kind of, what we were thinking of?
Well, we have a lot of old tiles. So I was thinking about using that for the kitchen and bathroom, kind of reusing those tiles. And for the other side, the living room area, possibly doing like an end grain wood blocks. It would kind of almost be like tile, but it'd be wood. Because since we have like a lot of scrap, like 2x4s.
I think that would be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I kind of like the look of that. Really nice. If you haven't checked that out, give that a look.
Yeah, end grain.
End grain. Junior says, thanks for answering my question on Facebook. It made me rethink my build from the first plans I had. In hopes of putting it to off-grid level. We'll try. We try and get to those questions if we can.
What's your short-term and long-term goals?
Ooh, that's big.
So short-term, just
build a house.
Finish building this house.
Long-term, as self-sufficient as we can get out here.
Right.
Next big thing after building the house, I think, is focus on food growing, gardening, getting things in the ground, getting things growing. Trees, gardens, everything. G Princess says, hello. Hey. Good Time Holler Homestead says, your flooring ideas are approved. They approve of it. What is it? What is the elevation where you are?
We are at about 4,300 feet.
Which is definitely makes a huge difference compared to where we were living, kind of closer to central Arizona.
Yep.
Can get cold here. The first winter we were out here, we actually had snow, wasn't it?
Yeah, we did.
Quite a bit. I guess that's pretty kind of a rare phenomenon now.
I know when my parents came to visit from Wisconsin, which is a lot lower elevation, they liked it because I think a lot of their like aches and pains went away. So that's one benefit of
yeah. Hi guys, I like this channel. It's very calming to my ears.
Really?
We're pretty calm. Well, for the most part. You are. Did you fix the car? Well, we don't have car issues per se, but the truck is still has issues. I haven't gotten to that yet. Have you adjusted well to the air at your elevation? Yeah.
I think so.
I don't think it took. I don't think it was too much of an issue, right? Was it? Do you have any issues?
I don't think so. Did you notice it at first, like doing anything physical?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't feel like it was.
Teddy asks, are you planning on making your own filtration system to drink your own collected rainwater?
Yeah, we use a Berkey right now, but during the house we'll have a more robust filtration system.
You're planning on buying something for that?
Yeah.
No.
like a three-stage filtration thing before it gets to the pump, and then have it go up to the house. Yeah, valley fever. That's definitely something to be aware of.
What's that?
Valley fever.
Yeah. Why I had that before.
Did you have it? Are you sure on that?
Uh, I didn't get sick, but I got some weird symptoms, and I didn't. It was kind of shocking at the time, like what's happening to me. And later on, I found out it was like an immune reaction that some people get to that, where they get like weird swelling on their legs. And yeah, I got that. So I think I was exposed to it, but I didn't get like real sick.
I don't think I've been exposed to it. Welcome to Chickenlandia's in the house. How's it going? We're glad you're here, even if you're late. Now we got to talk about Brondo because Chickenlandia's in the house. Yeah, Homestead Witchery says she was worried about valley fever for the dogs, not so much for that. Dogs is can be
Yeah.
very serious with.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to Chickenland. She's got her Brondo right there with her.
Gary Fox says your technique you have perfected for laying the barbed wire is fantastic. Oh,
Yeah,
thanks.
you've really dialed that in, didn't you, man? And the crazy thing is, I'm the one that like witnessed it firsthand. I just told this lady about it. You you've never had anyone teach you that, or I just kind of told you about it, and you were just like, okay, and then you just did it.
Yeah. Well, it's not too complicated, but it takes a little bit of practice.
It does take practice.
This barbed wire is it's hard to work with.
You two are a great couple. Is the family 100% behind your off-grid lifestyle? I don't see them out to help very often. Wish we could all lend a hand. Well, thank you. I think for the most part, our families have been pretty supportive.
Yeah.
When you first bring it up, there's always the questions like, are you sure? How are you guys gonna handle like money wise? What if something bad happens out there? So once I think you get those major questions answered, they're pretty supportive. I think there's probably some family members that probably won't understand at all, but that's just a given. Um, yeah, and we did when we moved out here. We did have a couple of your family members out here that were living out here. Now I think that's one of those big examples of kind of know what you're getting into before you sign up for something because off-grid living isn't for everyone. But your brother was one of those, and he does end up coming back every once in a while. He doesn't live too far away.
So I mean, some of our families lives kind of far away, so it's kind of hard for them to come out. But like your brother comes out to help us sometimes. My brother comes out to help every once in a while, but people are busy too. So.
Yeah, they got, and we live out in the middle of the desert, so
yeah.
What are you folks having for supper? I made homemade hamburgers. We're probably gonna have a soup.
Squash soup.
That's what's for dinner. I can't wait. Actually, I'm pretty hungry.
Will you be putting in any kind of growing area in the main floor of your house? Awesome question, and I've been thinking about that. I think yes, probably. I'd like to do an aquaponic system.
I think so. I think we'll definitely have that in there. Well, I think that is about it for us. So thanks so much, everyone. Man, time goes by so quickly.
I know.
Thanks so much for joining us. I don't know. Do you think we made the 19K tonight? I don't know.
I don't know.
Hopefully we have. But definitely hit those thumbs up on your way out. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining us. Thank you so much to our moderators. They always do an amazing job. Go check them out. They're the people in blue. And we really appreciate you guys joining us. Hopefully, we got those questions answered. If we didn't, we're live every week about this time.
Yes.
So we'll try and get them next time. All right, everyone. Have a good night.
Night.
Bye.